Hey everyone, welcome to English 250 Argument and Persuasion. I'm your instructor, Tiffany Lester Trosher. Most students just call me Mrs. LT. And we're going to be working together throughout the quarter, learning all about argument, how to analyze argument, as well as how to create your own effective argument. So in this video, I want to explain how the course is set up, how you're going to find everything, what to do each week, so on and so forth. So if you're watching this video, that means you got onto Brightspace, you found our course and clicked on it. Hopefully when you did that and it brought you to our course homepage, you read the little welcome announcement on the left-hand side. And then you clicked on content up at the top. And when you clicked on content, it brought you to the content for the course. Sort of like the heart of the course where all the action happens. And then you clicked on the Getting Started tab. And you probably noticed before you clicked on Getting Started that there were other tabs listed underneath. Week 1 module, Week 2 module, and so on and so forth. But you clicked on Getting Started, and the first thing that was listed was Meet Your Instructor, just a little bit about me. My contact information is there, so my email and my personal cell phone, so that's some useful information for you. And then the next sub-tab was Course Introduction, just a little overview of what this course is all about, what to expect from it. And then this sub-tab, where we're at right now, How to Find Your Way Around. Underneath this one is the Attendance and Weekly Deadlines sub-tab. Some very useful information in there, so definitely take a look at that. Underneath that, you'll see a PDF with the course syllabus for this class. I go over the syllabus in the Week 1 module, but it's always here under the Getting Started section for you to refer back to. The last item that's listed under Getting Started is a sub-tab called Instructions for Using Google Docs. There will be some assignments this quarter that ask you to submit in a Word document. I can also do a PDF if that's easier for you. But if you don't have access to Word or being able to create a PDF, I have instructions here for how to create a free Google account and then instructions on how to use Google Docs. Okay. But right now we are in the sub-tab on How to Find Your Way Around, so I want to focus on that. I want to look at the modules and explain how I've set everything up, how everything is organized, and where you find everything and what you should do each week. Before we look at the modules though, the first thing that you want to think about to help all of it sort of make sense is that this is a 20-hour credit class, right? Spread out over our main 10 weeks of the quarter. Week 11 is final exams week, so that doesn't count towards our contact hours. So we have to get in 20 contact hours during that main 10 weeks. That averages out to 2 hours per week. If we were doing this class on campus, which we no longer do, but if we were, we would be in class together 2 hours each week. On top of that 20 hours of contact, the course is also designed and we are expected to provide an additional 40 hours of out-of-class work. So again, spread out over those 10 weeks, that averages out to 4 hours per week. So if we were taking this course on campus, you would expect to go to class each week and spend 2 hours in the classroom each week. You would be sent home with roughly 4 hours of homework each week. That totals 6. 6 hours spent on this class each week. 2 of it would be in the room, the classroom. The other 4 would be at home doing various types of readings and assignments. But this is an online class. However, you are still expected to spend roughly 6 hours a week on this course. The difference is that those first 2 hours that you would normally spend in the classroom, you're also having to do that on your own at home. If you can kind of keep that in mind, it helps with several things. First, it helps explain why you have the amount of work you do each week. It seems like a lot because you're doing it all at home on your own. But in reality, it's the same amount of work, the same amount of time that you would be spending on it even if you took the course on campus. It also helps visualize how I've organized each week. When you go to a weekly module and you see all the lessons for that week, that's what we would cover in class together. And then you'll have your homework assignments for that module, and that's pretty much what you would have been sent home with. Some weeks it may have been a little different. Maybe I would have, done some of those assignments during class time as well. But all in all, you would spend a total of 6 hours working on this class, 2 of it in the room, 4 of it at home. It is online now, so 2 hours on the lessons, roughly 4 hours of homework. And that's not gonna be a set rule every week. There might be some weeks where there's a little more material to cover and less graded assignments. But all in all, you're going through each week, looking at every lesson and completing every assignment. It is expected that you are spending about 6 hours a week on this class. If there are weeks where you're spending far more than 6 hours on this course, please let me know. But if you're only, if you're spending 5 to 6 hours, some weeks maybe 7, but if you're spending roughly 6 hours a week on this course, that's what it's supposed to be. So keep that in mind. I know it's tough to do it all on your own at home, but that is what we are required to do for this course. Okay? Now, keeping that in mind, let's look at how I have organized each module. So, first things first, when you click on week 1 module, you're going to see a little write-up over on the right-hand side of your screen. It's just a little summary of what we're covering that week in the course. And it will be like that for every module. When you click on week 2 module, you'll see a write-up on the right-hand side of the screen there as well. Again, just a summary of what we're covering in week 2. When you look under week 1 module, though, the only thing you're going to see at first is the week 1 attendance quiz. Now, I cover the purpose, the function of the attendance quizzes in the sub-tab on attendance and weekly deadlines. So there's more information about it there. But what you need to know right now is that you cannot access, you can't see anything else for the module until you submit that attendance quiz. The good news is that the attendance quiz is one single, very simple, true-false question. It does not get factored into your overall grade, but you do have to complete it in order to access the lessons and the assignments each week. Once you take the week 1 attendance quiz, and you can pause this video right now and go submit that week 1 quiz if you want, and that way you'll be able to see the rest of the week 1 module along with me in this video. It's totally up to you. But once you submit the week 1 attendance quiz and you come back to the week 1 module, all the lessons will be there. The very first sub-tab will be, after the attendance quiz, the next sub-tab will be week 1 agenda. If you click on that, over on the right-hand side of your screen, you will see an outline that tells you every item that you're supposed to cover in week 1. The first item on the agenda says week 1 attendance quiz. The second item says syllabus review. The third item is a video and handout over our course project overview. The next item is the lesson on inventing argument, right? It says there's a PowerPoint and a video lesson. The next item is our lesson on rhetoric. It also informs you that there's a PowerPoint and a video lesson. And then the last item on the agenda is the homework for week 1. And then it lists each of the assignments. What you'll notice is if you look at the subtabs underneath the week 1 agenda, the order of those subtabs matches up exactly with those items on the agenda. So after the week 1 attendance quiz, the next item was syllabus review. Boom, that's the next subtab under week 1 agenda. The next item on the agenda was a video and handout over the course project. Boom, that's the next subtab underneath syllabus review. Then you'll see inventing argument. When you click on that, you'll see a subtab for the PowerPoint and then another one for the video lesson. You click on the lesson for rhetoric, you'll see the PowerPoint and the video lesson. You click on the subtab for week 1 homework assignments, and underneath that, you'll see the 4 items that were listed on the agenda as well. Everything on the agenda follows the exact same order of the lessons in the week 1 module. You can also find that agenda in the week 1 announcement. So as soon as you come to our course homepage, you're going to see that week's announcement. It'll have a little message for you at the beginning and then an outline of the material for that week. You go to content, you come down to that weekly module that we're working on, click on it. The first subtab after the attendance quiz will be the agenda for that week. And it's the exact same in both spots. And both of them, everything matches up to the order of the subtabs in that weekly module. And it will be the exact same way every week. So if you can kind of think about it like this, that when you click on week 1 module, take the attendance quiz, and then you get to see all the lessons and assignments. Everything from the agenda down to the homework assignments are the lessons for that week, the material we would cover together in the classroom. And then at the very end of the module are the homework assignments you need to complete. Those are the items that I would send you home with to work on to bring back the following week to class. Some of them we may have done together in the classroom, but for the sake of having everything in very distinct spots, the subtabs in the weekly module are just lessons, just handouts or PowerPoints and video lessons. Every handout will have a video lesson that explains it. Every PowerPoint will also have a video that explains it. That's what's contained in the module, all the lessons. The last item in the module are the graded items for that week. You might be tempted to go to a weekly module, take the attendance quiz, and then go straight to the homework assignments. Now, there are 2 homework assignments each week that you could do that with, where you don't have to go through the lessons first, and you could just jump right in and do them. And that's the journals and the discussions. All the other assignments, though, the only way you're going to do well on them and understand them is if you go through the lessons for that week. It's just like if you were on campus, right? If you missed a class, it would be very difficult to try to do the homework that was assigned if you hadn't gone over the lessons that you missed. Right? So if you miss a class, your instructor will maybe send you a PowerPoint or send you something, tell you to read these certain chapters, whatever the case may be, and then you would understand the material enough to do the homework assignments. Apply that same logic to an online class. If you want to understand the assignments and do well on them, you have to learn the material first. Go through the lessons in the module and then complete the homework. Again, The journal and the discussion, you can do those without going through the lessons first. But everything else, you need to learn the material. I do grade your assignments based on effort for the most part, but you'll learn when you go to the sub-tab in week 1, course project overview, you are going to be working on an argumentative research paper. And that will be graded formally. I will assess it with a rubric, and you could get anywhere from an F to an A on it. And it's worth a big percentage of your grade. The only way you can do well on that big assignment is if you have gone through all of the lessons and learned the material and done the smaller assignments leading up to the course project parts. So please, again, journals and discussions, do those at any point during the week, but before you attempt any other assignments, go through the lessons in that weekly module first. In addition to preparing you for the course project essay, the research paper, you will also be doing a final exam essay in week 11, where you will also need to understand all of the material in the first, 6, 7, 8 weeks of the course. So please think of the subtabs in each module as your lessons for that week, what you're supposed to learn, and then do the homework. Okay? And again, it's set up the same way every single week. Module, attendance quiz, agenda, lessons, homework. Okay? Now, if you have any questions, right now or at any given point during the quarter as to, what you're supposed to be doing, where things are located, you have the information in several places there on Brightspace, but I am always here if you have questions or need help with something, okay? Otherwise, I think after the first week or two, students usually get the hang of it. So you guys are probably going to do just fine, no problems. And I look forward to working with you throughout the quarter. This is one of my favorite classes, so I hope you guys enjoy it too.